One of the things that I want to talk about that's very important is the first time you meet somebody. And in fact, the first time you meet somebody is probably the first time you will, and maybe the last time you will ever touch this person. And that's what happens when we initially shake hands and so forth. The shaking of hands is a cultural behavior. This is not a limbic behavior. This is cultural. There are many cultures in which there is no handshaking. They may just wave at you, or there may be an abrazo, or there may be a cheek kiss, or whatever. These are social behaviors. And it's important for us as we enter into a new millennium where we are dealing with many cultures that we are sensitive to their needs of comfort and discomfort when it comes to initial greetings. There are many cultures where women are not accustomed to shaking a man's hand. There are many cultures in which the handshake is in fact very weak. And we in the United States tend to have very strong handshakes. And if you travel to Latin America, which I do a lot, you see that there's a little bit of handshaking, but there's more of the hugging and the abrazo and so forth. And we need to be sensitive to that. And we don't want to come across as not being very sociable because someone offers to give us a hug rather than a handshake. Or if their handshake is weak, we tend to grimace. We need to remember that this is cultural, and we need to meet cultural expectations to provide them with a certain amount of comfort. This is extremely important, and as well as is the use of space. One of the things that I like to do is when I first meet someone is I look at their overall presentation and see if their hand is getting in that position to come out to shake my hand. And if it is, I reach out, I shake their hand, and immediately upon shaking their hands, I'm sensing how strong or how weak that is. I'm drawing no inference from that because I know that's cultural. But then I take a step back. And the benefit of doing that is I determine how much space they need because we have a sort of space bubble around us. We have a need for space. Now, we have intimate space, we have social space, we have public space. And this is cultural, and it makes no sense for me to tell you, well, intimate space is skin to 18 inches, because in another culture that may vary. But how do we assess that need for spatial differences, what's known as proxemics? We do that in the way that I'm demonstrating. You step in, you shake hands, and then you take a step back. And in taking a step back, that person will let you know what their spatial needs are. If they stay fixed, they're comfortable. If they take a further step back away from you, maybe they need more space. If they take a step towards you, that means they derive comfort in being closer to you. Now, my job to ensure that we have empathetic channels of communication is to make that person comfortable. If they need more space, I'm going to give it to them. If they want to sit closer, I'm going to give them that opportunity also. And I'm going to have to tell myself over and over, I'm doing this for their benefit because I'm trying to make them comfortable. So this is where spatial needs are important. And once you shake somebody's hands, and I highly recommend this, especially for men, is immediately, men on men, after you shake hands, immediately step to the side so that you're not confronting each other chest to chest or ventral to ventral. You're at angles to each other, which is the most comfortable way to interact with each other. Interactions that take place chest to chest are actually activating the limbic system because this is the posture that we take when we're going to fight. So one of the easiest ways to ease concern, to make everybody feel comfortable, is to actually stand at angles.